Make sure you guys hydrate. Am I recording? I'm ready? Let's do this. I've never really been completely honest about internally what in the blue hell I'm running away from. Because for the longest amount of time, I've been running away. Might not seem like it physically, but I am running. I am running as fast as I can. And I do not know for what. Maybe until now. And this probably goes for a lot of us. And maybe I can connect to people in a certain way after this is released. I don't know how to put this. Maybe if I smoke some weed. No, I'll do that after. The one thing subconsciously, maybe consciously, we are running away from is having our feelings hurt. Okay, now, just bear with me. You hear a lot of advice, and this goes both ways. This video just goes both ways. You hear a lot of advice on how to gain respect. This is especially for the men, all right? I'm only speaking through point of view, but a lot of people can connect. On how to get respect, how to do this, how to do that. Like, life is just some form of tutorial, right? And this kind of ties into the whole loneliness epidemic that we're facing, because there are a lot of lonely people out there. There are a lot of lonely people out there, and you can kind of tell, myself included, the way I fucking laughed. But there are a lot of lonely people. It's a lonely epidemic. It's a epidemic. I don't even know how the fuck to say that shit right. But it's silent. It's very silent. It's very subtle. And you do not know how to really look for it. Everybody's lonely. And we kind of try to fix our loneliness in a way that 9 times out of 10, it doesn't help. We either try to be more independent. We try to target loneliness to try to be more independent, which 9 times out of 10, it doesn't really help. Because just nobody cannot fix loneliness on their own. If you're one of those people that are trying to fix loneliness, just know that you cannot do it on your own. And no, you cannot do it based off your benefit. Okay? Because everybody's lonely and everything else. And I feel like that the more you try to connect with people, motherfucker. Sorry about that, guys. The way you try to connect with people, you connect with people for their interest. You try to be in service of people. I think that's the best way to even escape loneliness in a way. Okay? Now, let me just say this. I think loneliness, and I think us trying to escape the feeling of not feeling worthy, or us having our feelings hurt, puts us in very tough situations. A lot of tough, we're in toxic surroundings just for the simple fact that we are scared to have our feelings hurt. Or we are scared to be lonely, because lonely is a real thing. I think that's the reason why in this and I keep on tying these things into relationships. I keep on trying to tie these things because, because it's one of those things that is really big, which it shouldn't be. Is, the whole dating thing, is really being pushed. It's being pushed. There are a lot of men and women that are in abusive relationships due to the fear of being lonely. And this also kind of ties into the importance of sex or energy transferring. You create an unnecessary bond, or you create a bond, and once that bond is broken, or once that's shared with somebody else, and there's my cat. I can't do a video. Every time you interrupt, you're going to do a dance. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom. Boom, 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 boom. You gonna stay in the video? Hell yeah, yeah! Anyway. That's the reason why a lot of people stay in abusive relationships. Or put it to you this way. Well, like I said, we create unnecessary bonds, and we create, it's that bond. Soul ties, as we like to call it. We create unnecessary bonds. That's what sex is. Energy transferring. So that means that there is a bond. And it's hard to break that bond, especially, it all depends on the amount of times you have sexual intercourse with a person. If you're having sexual intercourse with a person for a long freaking time, a long time, it's going to create more of a bond, and it's going to be hard to get out of it, especially when that bond is either shared with somebody else or that bond is broken. Either way it goes, it's kind of hard to get out of it. So, that also kind of ties in to, what I said in the previous video about, you being careful and everything else. But a lot of these things is real. The loneliness epidemic. The loneliness thing. The loneliness epidemic. A lot of people are in it, and a lot of people think that you being independent and you being successful independently is going to help the situation, which it doesn't. But that's just me and my point of view. And also, us being stuck, or us feeling stagnated in life, us not being able to talk to that person that we genuinely like crazy, or us not taking that opportunity because we are afraid of our feelings being hurt. We are afraid to do a lot of things because we are scared to have our feelings being hurt. That's what we all want to run away from. Well, at least for me. I run away a lot of times due to a lot of things, just for the simple fact that I do not want my feelings being hurt. Because at the end of the day, I gotta live with myself. And but the one thing is that at the end of the day, you're going to have your feelings hurt. Because we all have hurt feelings each and every day, all day. It can be random. We even hurt our own feelings sometimes. So we are basically running away from something that's really inevitable. Something that is going to happen regardless. The more you run away from it, the more that's what we would like to call people pleasing. And there has been my fair share of times where I have been a people pleaser due to me being afraid of my feelings being hurt. And you trying to do whatever you can, trying to fix people, thinking that you're going to get this big glory of, people praising you. Oh my God, he's the man. She's the woman that helped me push through. And that's something that we want. I think secretly, subconsciously, we just want to feel needed and appreciated. And also us being afraid of our feelings being hurt. We do a lot of these things, but really, what was I saying? All of us just don't want our feelings being hurt. So I'm just gonna say this right now. If this phone rings one more time, I got in the video. But the point I'm trying to get at is that I just want you to be aware of what we are running away from internally. Because like I said, we are all healing from something. The last thing that we want to do is heal from something and then have our feelings being hurt. And then now we have to heal from something else. Believe me, for the past 5 years, I've been healing from something. And I think for as long as anybody can remember, anybody been healing from something. Somebody's been healing from something since they was 2 years old. We are all healing from something. I think the last thing that we want to deal with is another heartbreak or another betrayal or another friendship loss or another job failure, opportunity failure. We do not want to deal with it, but in reality, us as people, we have to deal with it. But guess what? And this is probably going to be to end it all. Here's the motivation. The motivation is you. I'm not ending this video. Here's the one thing that I have to say, because like people are calling this house phone like crazy, and I'm doing a video. The one thing I want to say is that if you think that you cannot deal with something, just know that you made it this far. Yeah, at the end of the day, you're going to cry, you're going to bitch, you're going to complain about your current circumstances, but either way it goes, you are still going to make it. You are still going to do whatever needs to be done regardless, because that's what you always done. Whoever's listening, whoever's dealing with something, whoever's trying to heal from something, just know that yes, you're going to cry, you're going to complain, you're going to bitch. You're going, oh my God, why has this happened to me? Why does that man don't like me? Yeah, I fucked his best friend, but why he doesn't love me? Or it goes to the dude, oh my God, I gave her everything. Why she have to get a train on like that? Yes, we all going to cry and bitch and complain. Oh my God, my family member passed away. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's serious, but at the same token, oh my God, I feel lost. I just lost some stocks while I was freaking investing. I lost my mansion. I lost my Bugatti. Either way it goes, dude, you're going to work it out. Like you always did. You didn't kill yourself or anything. And to the people that killed themselves, may God bless their souls. Because I know that this shit's a hard life. But you're special. You made it this far. I don't care what circumstances you're in. I don't care how much people belittled you. I don't care how a person made you feel so worthless. I don't care. You made it this far. You made it this far. So yes, keep crying, keep complaining, and everything else about how the world is so against you. But guess what? You're going to keep on doing what needs to be done because you are that strong. You're going to get over this loneliness epidemic. If you're in an abusive relationship and you're going to leave, and you're going to make it because you are strong, because you made it this far. You have the power to help other people. And do not be afraid to take a fucking chance. I don't care if you're going to talk to that special person finally with weeks and weeks and weeks of just overthinking about it. You're finally going to talk to that person. You're finally going to take that job opportunity. You're finally going to leave your hometown, for crying out loud. Because you are finally not going to be afraid of your fucking feelings being hurt. Peace, guys.